Okay, so we're going to start with something like this. It's crazy. You've never seen anything like this before. It's insane. It's scary. It's the unknown. You like my Frozen throwback? If you don't, you will. All right, anyway, we're going into the unknown. All right, so this looks scary, looks complicated, but it's really not. Sorry, I'm going to try to get this. It's really not scary. It's really not complicated. All right, so I have told y'all several times that we need to look at this right here, the fraction bar. Let's look at a fraction as, let's knock that down, a division problem. Okay, stop. Don't look at fractions as fractions anymore. Look at it as a division problem because we have learned TBO, top in, bottom out. Top number goes in the division box. The bottom number goes outside. Okay, so we already know, like, let's look at this as a division problem, not a scary, complex fraction. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take 4 and we're going to divide it by 1/5. Okay, that's easy. We know 4, I'm going to rewrite it, divided by, 4 divided by 1/5. And we remember, dividing fractions, don't ask why, flip the second number and multiply. Don't ask me why. I don't know. That's just a cheer and it works. So we're going to set this up, 4/1, dividing fractions, don't ask why, flip the second number and multiply. Okay? And we know that 4 times 5 is 20 and 1 times 1 is 1. So this complex fraction unit rate is 20. It's easy, right? It's not scary. Don't be scared. It's not scary. It's easy. All right, the next one we're going to do is, are you ready for this? Okay, 3/4 divided by 6/7. All right, so we're going to look at this fraction bar as a division sign. So we're going to do 3/4 divided by 6/7. Okay? So I'm going to go 3/4 divided by 6/7. Okay? Dividing fractions, don't ask why, flip the second number and multiply. So now we have 3/4 times 7/6. Now, I've told y'all if you reduce, I always say reduce. If you simplify, I feel like I need to push this down more, sorry. If we simplify before we multiply, we don't have to do it at the end. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do it out so you can see, and then I'm going to cross simplify. So, 3 times 4 is 21, and 4 times 6 is 24. Okay? I know that both of these can be reduced by 3, which would be 7/8, okay? If I would have cross-reduced, I wouldn't have had to do that at the end. If I would say, can 3/4 get smaller? No. Can 7/6 get smaller? No. Can 7/4, if I looked at it like that, can 7/4 reduce? No. But if I look at it like this, 3/6 can. I can divide both of those. I can divide 3 into both of these. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then I would have just got 7/14. 8, sorry. I'm being crazy. I was like, wait, those don't match. 4 times 2. I was doing 4 times, I was cross multiplying, sorry. 7/8, okay. So those do match. That works, okay? I prefer this way better, but just make sure you don't do what I just did and make sure you multiply correctly. Okay, let's do a couple more. And we're going to end this lesson with fraction or percent to fraction. Okay, we'll do 9/10. We're going to do 2 more. 9/10 divided by 6. Okay? So it looks scary when you see it set up as a fraction, but we know that this bar just means division. It doesn't mean scary fraction. We're just going to look at it as division. So we're going to do 9/10 divided by 6. Dividing fractions, don't ask why. Flip the second number and multiply. So basically this is 6/1. We know that. So I'm dividing. So dividing fractions, don't ask why. Flip the second number and multiply. Okay? Now, I'm going to cross reduce. All right? 9/10 cannot get smaller. 1/6 can't get smaller. 1/10 cannot get smaller. But 9/6 can. I can divide both of these by 3. Okay? 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay? Still nothing. I can't reduce. Because even sometimes you can reduce even more. Alright, so, and I'm going to circle this so I multiply the correct thing. 3 times 1 is 3, and 10 times 2 is 20, so 3/20. Now, if we did it without cross-reducing, it would be 9/60 divided by 3, which would be 20th. I'm recording this on a Monday, so give me a break. Thank you. I'm recording, sorry. I'm not being rude, I promise.
No. When you said that, I thought.
I promise I'm not being rude.
Oh,
Okay, I'm sorry. 2 divided by 5/6. Okay, last one, and then we'll do a couple more fraction ones. Sorry. So again, we're going to look at this as division. Dividing fractions. Don't ask why. Flip the second number and multiply. Super easy. Okay, so we have 2 divided by 5/6. I feel like if you can make it look better for your brain, it's not as scary. This is not as scary as that, okay? So, dividing fractions, don't ask why. Flip the second number and multiply. Okay. Nothing can cross reduce. So when I get done multiplying this is going to be as small as it can get. Okay, 2 times 6 is 12, and 1 times 5 is 5. Okay? Did I write that down right? Yes, I did. Sorry. Okay, 12/5. Now, depending on whatever you're doing, maybe it's quizzes, maybe it's, next year in the future, and they want you to do a mixed number. Whatever it's asking, look, or even if it's Khan Academy. So if it's Khan Academy and they're wanting you to put it in proper fraction form, this is fine. If they're wanting you to put it in mixed number form, this is not fine. So, but we can do that easy. We can T-bow it. The top number is going to go in the division box. The bottom number is going to go out. And we're going to do it by 12 divided by 5. Top number in, bottom number out, okay? T-bow it. Okay. 5 goes into 1 0 times. 0 times 5 is 0. Okay. 5 will go into 12 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10. And 12 minus 10 is 2. And so what we do is we take our remainder, we don't add a decimal. And if it's asking you to add a decimal, to do decimal form, do decimal. Then it would just be 2.2. Alright, so but this is wanting me to do mixed number. So this is my now numerator, 2, and then that's my denominator, 2 and 2/5. So either one of these is correct. Okay? So next we're going to come back and we're going to be doing a percent. I'm going to make sure, yep, percent to fraction. It's going to be simple too. We're not going to freak out. It's going to be okay. We're going to get through this together. Math is fun. We're going into the unknown. Okay, next we're going to do fractions, percent to fraction, okay? So I always love to show FDP, and I always like go, FDP! Because I think that is cool. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, I don't care. I'm going to keep doing it because I think it's cool. So anyway, so we're going to do FDP! Fraction to decimal to percent. Okay, so what this is saying, this is like a little flow chart. We're flowing. If I start at percent, right here, I'm starting at a percent. I can't do anything, and I'm wanting to go to fraction. I have to follow the flow chart. I have to turn the percent to a decimal, then I can turn the decimal to a fraction. All right, so I'm starting with a percent, even though it isn't a fraction form. I'm going to turn this percent to a decimal first, okay? So even though this is a fractional percent, this sign overrules this, okay? So we have to remember, okay, so it technically has a fraction in there, but technically it's a percent. All right, so we have percent right here. So I'm going to turn this to a decimal. So we know, hopefully, we know that 41 and a half, I can just T-bow this 1/2 and turn that to a decimal, okay? I actually have half memorized. The conversion is 0.5, 5/10, but we're going to go ahead and get the practice in. So we're going to T-bow the 1/2. Okay, 1 is the top number. It's going to go inside the division box. 2 is the bottom. It's going to go out. And I've got to set it up as a decimal. Okay, now 2 will go into 1. 0 times 2 is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. Bring down the 0. 2 will fit into 10. 5 times 2 is 10. And when we have 0, that's a Cinderella fit. That means that foot fits perfect in that shoe. There's nothing left over. All right, so we're good. So now the percentage is 45 and 0.5, okay? Now, I have to, that's still in percent form. I got to really turn it to decimal. So we know that 45.5%. Percent stands for per 100. Okay, because think of a cent. A penny is 1, right? So a penny is 1 out of 100. So we're talking about percent, per 100. Cent really means 100. So per 100, all right? So I'm going to move my decimal to the left 2 times, and if I was going decimal to percent, I'd move it 2 times there because we're multiplying or dividing by 100, okay? So I'm going to go over 2 places. Technically, I'm dividing by 100, so I'm moving to the left 2 places. Okay, so now I have 455 thousandths. That's a lot. Okay, so I need to reduce. So I'm going to set it up. Because this is in my thousandths place, okay? I for sure know that I can multiply by 5. Okay. It's easier if you have a calculator, but that's cheating. We're not going to do that. Okay, I'm going to go quick on this. So 5 will not fit into 4, but it will fit into 45, and it will go 9 times. 9 times 5 is 45. And that's 0. Bring down the 5. 5 goes in 5 one time. So we have 91. Okay. We may have to get smaller. Maybe not. 91's a prime number, so I'm thinking we're good. But I don't know. Okay, 1,000 divided by 5. 5 goes into 10 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10. 0. Okay. Goes in there 0 times. And goes in there 0 times, so 200. Nope. That is good. 91 over 200. That's a lot of work, but just remember this flow chart, and I'm going to do a couple more with you. Okay? All right, let's do 30 and 1/4. Okay. This percent overrules fraction. But we need to make the 1/4 into a decimal before we can turn it actually technically into a decimal. It's still a version of percent when we change this 1/4 to 0.25. It's still a decimal. It's still a percent in decimal form, but we need to take the percent and convert it into a decimal. Okay, so we can T-bow the 1/4. It's going to be 2.25, but because I have it memorized. Okay, so 1 goes inside the division box, 4 goes out. Okay, 4 goes into 10 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. 10 minus 8 is 2. Add a 0, bring it down. 4 goes into 20 5 times. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 minus 20 is 0. Okay, so now, still in percent form, 30.25%. Now, we're going percent to decimal. So we're going to, and I'll put this in a, I'm looking at the board because I have one up, a Google Doc or Google Slides so you can see this and you have this as a cheat sheet. It will be located in tidbits and information, important information or tricks or something like that. It'll be under resources, but it'll also be attached with this lesson in Google Classroom. All right, so in order for me to actually put it, that's still a percent, but I got to get rid of that percent sign. And percent means per 100, so I'm dividing by 100, and we know the trick, we've learned it. If you're dividing, you go to the left 2 places because you have 2 zeros in 100. Or you can divide it by 100 if you wanted, but I'm not going to do that. Okay? So now I have 3,025 10,000s. Okay, so I know that I look at this place value and it is 10,000s. So I have 3,025 over 10,000s. I'm going to divide by 5. I'm going to simplify it. I know that they're both in 5 and 0. We can do that. Okay, so I know that this is, okay, so let's just do 3. Actually, I'm going to try 25 first. I'm going to try that first. Let's see. I may be way off. Okay. Okay. 25 can fit into 30 one time. And 25 can fit in 52 2 times. That's 50. Ooh, I was right. Okay, 52 minus 50 is 2 left over, and there we go. 121. That's a lot of work I just saved. I'd have to do it another time. Okay, so we got that's 121. Okay, now 10,000. Oh, where'd it go? 10,000 divided by 25. Okay, 25 can go into 100. It can't fit into 10, but it can fit in 100 4 times because of quarters. 4 quarters make $1. 100, 100, 0, 0, 0. Okay. 121 is prime. That is reduced, people. So, 30 1/4% is equivalent to 121